Danae. Welcome back to my channel. It is officially the unofficial start of fall. So the unofficial start of fall is September 1st. And so I'm ready to get into these fall book recommendations. So these are my cozy fall TBR and just recommendations. So I'm gonna give you guys books that are on my personal TBR for fall, and then a few books that I've already read myself that I would recommend maybe you add into your TBR. And then outside of the cozy like autumn recommendations, I'm also gonna give you a few like just cozy spooky fantasy fall something. So let me say, y'all, I don't do scary. If you're looking for scary or horror recommendations, you will not find them here because your girl is a scaredy cat, and I don't do scary stuff. I don't do scary movies. I don't do scary Halloween decorations. I don't let my kids dress up as like certain things for Halloween. So yeah, no scary stuff here. But I will give you like oh my gosh, I can hear like coyotes outside and it drives me crazy. Anyways, so yeah, these are like my kind of spooky when I want to just feel like I'm being included in the, fall themes, okay? All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. First up, we have Falling Like Leaves. This is a YA book, and basically the FMC has to move from Manhattan to Bramble Falls, Connecticut due to her parents' separation. It is her senior year in high school, and upon moving back to Connecticut, she comes face to face with the boy who was her like best friend previously and one who she shared her first kiss with. Unfortunately, though, he's had like a major glow up and he's not really checking for her anymore. He's like kind of just not giving her the time of day, paying her any attention. So she's with her aunt, working at I think they work at a bakery, or a coffee shop or something. Like the MMC is a barista. And so her aunt is like very involved in the fall festival. And so, the main character, Ellis, she's like dragged along to all the fall festival events. Anyway, after some time has passed, she starts to actually fall in love with the town and with the people. And, her return, she's supposed to return back to Manhattan, but it gets pushed further and further out, and she has to decide, like, you know what, I actually love this town and love these people. Do I even want to really go back to Manhattan? Like, what's next for me? Because she is a senior in high school. So she has to think about her future and, like, what this means for her present. So this releases officially on September 2nd. I'm not going to have this read by release day. I'm going to just be all the way real. Right now, I'm reading Sweet Heat, which is a follow-up from Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. So I know there's no way I'm going to be finished with this by September 2nd. But as soon as I finish Sweet Heat, I do plan to dive into this one. So, Falling Like Leaves. If you're into YA, I can't give you guys a review on, or anything because I haven't read it yet. So, I'm diving in just like y'all, if y'all choose to. Okay, and this next one, full disclosure, I bought this because it's so cute. Like, I have been obsessed with this cover. Doesn't that look just so fallish? Like, look at the red foil, raised letters, and just the cover, and y'all, look at these edges. I love books that have sprayed edges all the way around. Like, some books will do like the design kind of right here, and then it'll be solid color here, solid color here. Like, these are designs on each side of the book. I just think this is so freaking adorable. Look at this inside cover. Yeah, this book is just super adorable. And so this is Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. If I'm not mistaken, this is part of like a Cozy Creek fall series that's coming out. Like, I think there's another one by Nora Everly called Fall at Once, which is coming out, I think, in October, I believe. And so this one we have billionaire romance, small town romance. He falls first. And what is it? Is this the single? Oh, and fake dating. So let me do that again. Billionaire romance, small town. He falls first. Fake dating. And so apparently, I think Autumn, the FMC, her ex boyfriend comes to town, and basically, Zane, the MMC, decides to pretend to be her boyfriend to make the ex boyfriend jealous and to just kind of help her out. But while they're fake dating, they start to realize they have feelings for each other. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all know how the fake dating things go. So, but I do love me a billionaire romance. This is supposed to be extra fall, cozy. I mean, literally, the neighborhood is called Cozy Creek. So, I'm feeling like all the fall vibes because like fall is my favorite season. Like I love fall. I love everything about it. Fall fashion, fall drinks, pumpkin patches, apple picking. I love everything fall. The cozy, like the change in the temperatures. I'm in Ohio, so we do have a fall. Like even right now today it was like 75, 74 degrees. Like it's starting to feel the temperature's starting to change. So yeah, I am like extra seasonal. Like I love seasonal reads. If it's fall, I like reading fall books in the fall. I like reading Christmas books at Christmas time. You're not gonna catch me reading a Christmas book in June. Like I love to keep the read seasonal just to get me in the mood because I would say from September, really for real, October through this December is like my favorite time of the year. Now, my birthday is in January, and I'm not even including January because I kid you not, every single January, every time my birthday comes, it snows. And I'm in Ohio, so we definitely get snow. And so, January, even though it's my birthday, it's like it just frustrates me. And I told myself that I'm gonna start like traveling somewhere warm for my birthday to escape the winter chill here. And it's hard to go out when it's cold on your birthday. And it's like you want to be cute and dress up, but it's literally 20 degrees outside. So anyway, yeah, so I'm super excited about fall reads and just fall everything and books that just look and feel cozy. Like literally sign me up. Okay, so that's the second book on my fall TBR. Okay, next up we have What a Match by Mimi Grace. So, What a Match. This is actually a part of a series. I'm not sure the actual name for the series, but just look up, Mimi Grace, and this is one of the books in that series. And y'all, I mean, just look at the cover. Like, I don't even have to know what the book is about because the cover just screams that this is fall. They're in fall season. This is fall read. Look at her cute little, she got on her little knee-high, thigh-high boots and, her little pea coat, turtleneck sweater. Like, come on. This is just prime time fall. But I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the back of the book. Apparently, this is a brother's best friend trope. So, the FMC, she's like, she knows what she wants at this point, what she wants in a man. But the dating scene is like not it. Okay, so she enlists the help of a matchmaker to kind of help her along her journey of trying to find a man. Anthony, the MMC, is her brother's best friend, and he's actually had a crush on her like since he met her, and I think this is unbeknownst to her, unbeknownst to the brother. But something happens, and for some reason he has to like temporarily like stay at her place. And when that happens, they start connecting more and growing closer. And so the FMC has decided she's going to stick to her matchmaker's plan or like take a shift and see what's up with her brother's best friend. So obviously, as you know, a brother's best friend is also kind of a forbidden romance as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I have not read the others, and I think these can be read separately. I think they're interconnected standalones. But yeah, so I'm adding this one to my fall TBR. Again, this is on my TBR, so I haven't read it yet. Can't give y'all a review. I don't know, but the vibes is just telling me that this is gonna be good. Okay, then we have Kindling by Bonnie Woods. Apparently the main female character, she is a writer and she is trying to go off on a autumnal, I don't know how to say that word. I don't know. Let's just say she's trying to go off on an autumn retreat. they say the book, they say the word. I mean, the word is here. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. Autumnal, that word, okay? She's going on an autumn retreat to try and, like, write. But apparently she's scammed by the Airbnb host, and so the Airbnb that she thought she booked doesn't really exist. So she's basically the city girl in the middle of nowhere with nowhere to stay. So she comes in contact with this guy here, this little lumberjack looking lumberjack type guy, and he offers her to basically stay in his cabin, for free to help her out. And I guess he's gonna try and help her look for somewhere else the next day. They're in the middle of nowhere, and like there's nothing else open or close nearby. So he lets her stay. But even though he's finding his new guest annoying, I guess she's growing on him in some way, and so sparks are starting to fly, and so Kenley, you can tell they're in the middle of the woods. You can tell they got their fall attire on, the leaves, definitely a fall autumn read. So yeah, we'll see what that one's about. Then we have this one, Love's a Witch by Trisha O'Malley. Y'all know I gotta show y'all the cute edges. Okay, I'm obsessed with spray edges. I don't know about y'all, but a spray edge will like get me every time. And then there's like this little gold foiling here on the front. This actually just released August 26th, so it's a fairly new release. And basically in this one, the FMC is a witch, but she has like a hex on her, and she has to go back to Briarhaven. That's the setting of the place. With her 25th birthday coming, like her grandmother summons her back, because when she's 25, that's the day the witches come into their magic. But her grandmother has her come back to try to break the centuries-old curse that's been haunting their bloodline. Now, the MMC here, I guess he's like the mayor. Yeah, he's the mayor, grumpy mayor, and he's worked to make the town a safe place for like people who have magical powers. And so it's supposed to be a safe place, but I guess the FMC's family and bloodline, they're just trouble. And so he is trying to keep that trouble out of the safe haven that he's created for the magical people. But he's kind of like crushing on her a little bit, but he knows like I have to just forget about this crush because she's not going to come up here and mess up what I have going on. But, magic is involved here, and, magic has other plans, and, so we're going to see what happens with their union here with, him having a different agenda than what her agenda is. So, I don't know. It's a cute little cover. This looks like one of those cute, like, fantasy, cozy type of reads. So, yeah. Love's a Witch. Okay. Then, now these three here are actually a part of a series. And again, I don't know the actual name of the series, but, you can just look it up based off the author. And I guess I thought that it would be a great time to try and rip this sticker off. Please, for the love of God, stop putting stickers on the front of the book. And I guess apparently I thought that this would be a great time to try to rip the sticker off, and I'm not having the best luck. I didn't even try and prep it. I didn't even wet it. I'm just sitting here. It looked like it was one of those stickers that was going to be easy to come off. And, I was wrong. Yep, I made a miscalculation there. This is irritating. Anyway, I'm not going to keep rolling time here trying to get this off, but actually maybe I am, because it's going to bother me if I don't have it off. It's going to really bother me, because nothing pisses me off more than having a sticker on the front of the book when you could easily just put the sticker on the back of the book, if you must put a sticker on the book. Okay, well, that's as good as it's gonna get. But as I was saying, these three books here are a part of a series. So we have, I think the correct order is Wishful Thinking. Okay, this is by Celestine Martin. And then we have Kiss and Spell and Deja Brew. So this is like the cozy autumn vibes here, and you know, cozy fantasy. So these are all like witchy romances. And like I said, yeah, Wishful Thinking, and then Kiss and Spell is next, and then Deja Brew is the most recent release from her. I want to say this one came out in like 2024 or 2023. Don't quote me on that, but it's the most recent release. And in the effort of time, I am not going to go through what all three of these are about because it's hard for me to memorize the synopsis. But yeah, if these look like something interesting to you, put these on your list. I picked these up because I'm like, okay, when I was, looking for fall reads and cozy reads, I love seeing like, I'm like, okay, Black author, Black characters on the cover, witchy books that involve Black characters. And so that's why I bought this. And I've actually heard amazing things about this series. I've heard great things about this series. People seem to like it. So I'm excited to give it a try. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take me to read all three of these in addition to everything else, but I'm determined to do it this season because I purposely waited for fall season. I purchased these like, I don't know, maybe I don't know when, but I purchased these a while back. But I saved them just for the season because I already told y'all I don't like reading fall reads. If it's not fall, I like to read the reads within the season that they're supposed to be in or that they're set in. Then we have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Sarah Swan used to be one of the most powerful witches in Britain. Then she resurrected her great aunt Jasmine from the very recently dead, lost most of her magic, befriended a semi-villainous talking fox, and was exiled from her guild. Now she, slightly reluctantly and just a bit grumpily, helps Jasmine run an enchanted inn in Lancashire, where she deals with her quirky guest shenanigans, tries to keep said talking fox in check, and longs for a future that seems lost to her. But then she finds out about an old spell that could hold the key to restoring her power. Enter Luke Larson, a handsome and icy magical historian who arrives on a dark autumn evening and just might know how to unlock the spell's secrets. Luke has absolutely no interest in getting involved in the madcap goings-ons of the inn and is definitely not about to let a certain bewitching innkeeper pass his walls. So no one is more surprised than he is when he agrees to help Sarah with her spell. Worse, he might actually be thawing. Running an inn, reclaiming lost magic, and staying one step ahead of the Watchful Guild is a lot for everyone. But Sarah Swan is about to discover that she doesn't have to do it alone, and that the weird, wonderful family she's made might be the best magic of all. That sounds really cute. Okay, then we have Hopelessly Devoted by Audrey Goldberg Roof. I'm probably mispronouncing the last name, but Hopelessly Devoted. This officially releases September 16th. This officially releases September 16th. The main male character is back at his family's manor after a failed screenwriting career. And he's forced to come face to face with his childhood crush and best friend. So the FMC Victoria, she was always the bubbly girl next door, but she was disowned by her parents for quitting business school and buying the MMC's late parents' shop, Hopelessly Devoted. So the shop is called Hopelessly Devoted. So she was cut off financially, and she now owes a lesser devil the souls her parents promised him in exchange for her gift of summoning the dead by burning an object they treasured in life. I hope this ain't nothing crazy because I already told y'all I don't like stuff like that, but just reading that line there got me like, but look at the cover. It looks like it's just a cutesy read, so hopefully that's what this is. It says, when spirits all over town warn her of a sinister threat, Vicky and Az are forced to combine their powers to save Hollow Cross, while also preventing her magic from immolating him after Vicky's devil curses them so they cannot touch until she repays her debt. As they race against the clock and find clever ways around their curse, they find it increasingly difficult to deny that they've been hopelessly devoted to each other all along. I don't know. I typically don't read a lot of stuff with demonic, devilish, type of things. So I don't know. Now that I actually really like read the back and saw what it was about, but the cover is not matching like the description. The cover is looking like just a cutesy little I don't know. We'll see. This releases September 16th. Hopelessly voted. I don't know. Okay, and then this one here, Best Hex Ever by Nadia El Fassi. Y'all, first of all, I got this this was one of my Afterlight books, and I am obsessed with this one. But, and then first of all, let me show y'all the end pages. Isn't that so cute? And then here's the MMC, I guess. And then look at the, actual book. Kitchen Witch. Recipe book is what it says. And then there's, a recipe on the back. This is so cute. But when it comes to love, sometimes the recipe needs a little magic. Dinah is a skilled kitchen witch and cafe owner serving magic-infused pastries to loyal customers. But it's hard not to feel something is missing when you're cursed to hurt anyone who falls for you. So basically, any man who falls for her, the curse is that she's going to hurt them in some way. So the MMC comes, and his name is Scott. He's a museum curator. He's recently back after a brutal breakup that occurred 2 years prior. But he's determined to be the best man at his best friend's upcoming wedding. But his plans take an unexpected turn when he meets the bewitching maid of honor. After a weekend in the countryside full of peculiar hedge mazes, palm readings by candlelight, and midnight Halloween ritual, there's no denying the chemistry between them. But there's one problem, and that's the hex. And so the FMC knows that he will be in danger by falling for her. And she's trying to break the spell before both of them get heartbroken. Okay, so that is Best Hex Ever. Best Hex Ever. Okay, now these two, so that is my fall TBR, okay? All the books I plan to read between now and basically November-ish, because late November-ish, I'll also be starting my Christmas reads. But now these books here are books that I've actually read that I may recommend for you. So first up, we have, y'all already know, Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Now, full disclosure, I was not the biggest fan of this book, but the only reason why I'm adding it here for you guys is that if there are some of you out there who are actually looking for fall recs, if you are looking for a book that is going to give you those fall vibes, this is definitely going to do it for you. This book is just full of the fall vibes. They're going, if I remember correctly, they're having a pumpkin festival, a town fall festival. I mean, this fall treats, bakery nearby. She has the coffee shop. I mean, this is just fall in a book, okay? So if you're looking for those fall vibes to get you in the fall spirit, I recommend this one. Now, if you're looking for some spellbounding, all-consuming, just, great romance, you won't get it here, okay? It's supposed to be a romance, but that part felt kind of short for me. That was a no for me. It was kind of instant love. There was no build up. I don't feel there was really any character development, especially of the MMC. There was no relationship developed. It was kind of I like you, you like me, okay, let's get to it. I don't know. I didn't really like that part, but it's great for giving off those vibes if you're looking for just a book that's going to give you those quintessential fall feelings. And then we have Bad Witches. Now, this isn't necessarily so much fall-ish, but I think this was in the fall, but I'm recommending this because it's more cozy fantasy fall. I mean, it's called Bad Witches, y'all. First of all, look how cute that book is. But it's called Bad Witches, so it's a witchy book. But I thought this was just so cute and adorable. This is a YA book, and this follows 3 black witches. So think Twitches meets Charmed, but make it black. If I had to sum this book up, that's what this is. So the 3 witches in this book, the 3 main characters, they all meet like they met in Twitches. They all meet randomly on their birthday, except for they're not siblings, they're not related or anything like they were in Twitches. But they all randomly meet each other on their birthday, and they all at that point discover that they have these magical powers and that they're witches. And so the book is them trying to figure out their powers. They're working with a mentor to try to, hone in their powers and just basically see what all they're capable of. But I just thought this was super cute. I enjoyed this so much. And she did say that there is going to be a book 2, because this book ends in a major cliffhanger. I don't know when book 2 is supposed to come out. I haven't seen anything on it. I read this last year, so now we're in our second fall season. I haven't heard anything about the book coming out, so I'm not sure when that's happening. But there is going to be one, I was told. But yeah, ends on a cliffhanger. But yeah, just think like Millennial Witches. It's set in New York. I just thought it was super cute. I enjoyed it. So there's one. And I think that I like that this is like a different recommendation that like a lot of people aren't going to give you. But I think more people should be reading this because it was cute. Okay, and these last recommendations are more like a little spookier vibe, but like my type of spooky, okay? So, first up, Immortal Dark, y'all, okay? First of all, and this says, no soul can enter without an invitation. I absolutely love it. This was like the first edition run print or whatever. Look at that. So cute. But this one is Dark Academia, Enemies to Lovers, okay? And I would probably, it wasn't marketed much as this or talked about as much, but I would say age gap as well. I mean, obviously the MMC, he's a vampire, so I mean, yeah, you have age gap. But the main female character, she was younger. She was like 17 years old, so maybe kind of age gap, even though that's not explicitly stated, and that's not like a selling point of the book or anything, but that's just something. In this one we have Kadan Adane, and her sister went missing. Her sister just literally vanished, and she is trying to find her sister. So she infiltrates and goes to this school to try to get information on her sister, because she believes that the people at the school either know something about her sister or has something to do with the disappearance of her sister. The MMC Suseños is a vampire, and there is a definite like enemies to lovers thing going on in here, but that starts to kind of happen like more so towards the end of the book. But so there is a book 2 coming. This ends in a major cliffhanger, okay? This does start a little bit slow, but stick with it. As you know how it is sometimes with the first books that are in a series. That is the build-up book, okay? So we're getting built up in here, getting introduced to his world, getting involved in his world, meeting the characters. But yeah, so I think book 2 is definitely gonna be like, maybe the romance is gonna be romancing a little bit in there between Kidan and Suseños. And also, so I mentioned Dark Academia, Enemies to Lovers. This was also like found family as well, because although she was just kind of like, didn't want to be there and kind of had a rough start and just kind of hard to get along with or to read initially, kind of impulsive, personality-wise, she was impulsive, but she was 17. She started to actually fall in love and, develop a relationship and a bond with some of the people there. So we do have that found family aspect in there as well. So yeah, the new one, book 2, comes out November 4th, called Eternal Ruin. And I'm really looking forward to that one. So if you're looking for something, this is just, if I could sum it up, I'm just going to say black vampires, okay? Dark Academia, Enemies to Lovers, found family, black vampires. Like every last one of them, okay? So yeah, check this out if you're looking for something a little bit more on the darker side for a fall recommendation. I read this last year for my fantasy fall. I was trying to get fancy. And actually, now that I think about it, this is the first fantasy book that I ever read. So this was me getting my feet wet in not only Dark Academia, but fantasy as well. And after reading this, and now since then I've read more, I realized, okay, I like fantasy and I also like dark academia, light academia. I like books about academia or people going to schools, maybe under false pretenses. But yeah, I like these genres now. So that goes to show, like, it's I was always like, oh, I only read this, I only read that. And then I decided to try it to like kind of just broaden things, and I liked it. And so don't box yourself into a genre because you think that's all you read. Like, at least try out other things, because you might think that you don't read that and then you read it and you might actually end up liking it. And then lo and behold, you've opened yourself up to another genre that you wrote yourself out of just because you didn't think you would like it. And that was initially me. So I'm so glad that I took the plunge and read this. I actually did this as a buddy read with some of my book friends. So yeah, definitely. And now look at me, looking forward to book 2. So yeah, Immortal Dark. And then again, sticking with the, fall fantasy. Now, we have Mastery of Monsters. And I'm not going to say that this is spooky, but this is monsters. And so another one here, we have Dark Academia. And so the main female character, her brother goes missing. And she believes that, going to the school is going to help her find him. The main male character in here, he actually needs her as well because he is an actual literal monster. And in order to not fully convert to his monster form, he needs to partner up with someone. And so he propositions her to enter this competition, and whoever wins the competition, they basically is to pair her and him. He needs a human pair to not convert. And so he's like, well, you help me with this competition, I'll help you with your brother, because he has some intel on her brother. And it's like all tied into this school, this this secret society that she's trying to enter into. This is definitely, if you read Legendborn, love Legendborn, this is definitely Legendborn vibes. I think this was described as Legendborn meets Ninth House. I didn't read Ninth House, but I read Legendborn, and I can definitely agree. I can see why people make that comparison. I really enjoyed this. This also is part of a series, so there is going to be a book 2, but this one just literally came out this summer, so book 2 probably won't be until next summer or something like that. But I really enjoyed this. Master of Monsters by LaSalle Sandberry. Lastly, I know I've been yapping and yapping for a while. Okay, so we have, I don't even know what this series is called. I think it has a name, but I don't know. One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. So I read One Dark Window last year, like in November or something, for my spooky recommendation. And so this one was a little spookier, darker than what I have ever been used to and what I've ever read. But I did enjoy the magic system in this book. I thought it was pretty unique. And the way it ends, I'm like, yeah, somebody, Miss Girl Cousin in here, I forget his name. What's her name? Elspeth? Or is that the main character's name? I don't know. But somebody got some explaining to do. And, oh no, Elsbeth is the main character. The cousin is, I don't remember what her name is, but I remember correctly it started with the I or something. But I enjoyed this one. Now, don't ask me why it took me so long to get into Twisted Crowns. Don't ask me why I have yet to read Two Twisted Crowns when I've had it sitting on my shelf for the absolute longest, probably almost a year. I don't know why. I did like One Dark Window. I just was reading other things, and you know how you plan to go back to something and you get sidetracked and you don't. But I am going to try and finish this before, I want to say before the year is over, but I don't know. It'd be great if I could read this before spooky season ended. It'd be great. You know what? I'm going to really try. I'm going to really make an effort to, cousin, Ione, that's her name. I'm going to really make an effort to add this to my personal fall spooky TBR, okay? Because I need to read this. There's no reason why I should not have read this yet and finished this series, this duology out. Okay, I almost forgot one book, and that is Blood Moon by Brittany Lewis. And this is basically Twilight. This is Twilight, but make it black. So there are black characters in here. The FMC, she is heading off to college. And, she's heard so many rumors about like this area, but, up to this point, she thought they were all rumors until she actually goes to school for herself and weird things start happening. People start mysteriously being harmed and vanishing. And she realizes that things might not be what they seem. Her mother, mind you, has been missing for the last 5 years. She's up and vanished. No one has seen her. So she was ended up being raised by her father. We have 2 love interests in here. Excuse me. I read this as an arc and I really enjoyed it. I think it is a part of a series, and so I'm definitely looking forward to book 2 whenever that comes out. But this one officially releases on September 9th. So if you like Twilight, but maybe you're looking for a little bit more diversity, then you probably will like Blood Moon. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's it, y'all. Comment below. Let me know if any of these are on your fall TBR, or maybe if you have some other recommendations that I didn't talk about, or other things that you plan on reading. Comment below and let me know what those are. If you enjoyed this content, once again, please like, comment, and or if you're not already doing so, please subscribe to me. Please subscribe. I do most of my filming in the evening, so it's kind of like a cozy, chill vibe, because by the evening time, I'm in my most chill mode ever. So, yeah, if you like this content, subscribe. And again, my daughter reminds me, turn on those post notifications. I am trying to get more consistent with posting to YouTube now that my kids are back in school. We can get back into more of our routine, and it's a little bit more easier for me to film, because when they were home for summer, it was hard for me to kind of get away to film. But I'm hoping to be able to get back more to being able to do that and get a little bit more consistent. But y'all, my last long form was last week, and so I already got one that's coming. So I'm already doing better, okay? But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.